Hands down, one of the closest wars in Warbusters history. Let's go ahead and take a look at it inside of this video. What is everybody, it is JG here and welcome to another Clash of Clans War Recap video. So as you saw by the title, as you saw by the beginning of the video, this was by far one of the closest wars that Warbusters has ever taken place in. And here's the thing, I've been playing this game for over 6 years. Warbusters has been around for around almost 2 now, which is kind of crazy if you really think about it. The clan was started in July 2017, so we've almost been around for close to 2 years, which is fantastic. And out of my entire time playing this game and being a part of Warbusters especially, I have never been in a closer war than this one. This one came down to the wire, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about near the end of the video here. But to start, I want to go ahead and show and give some love to our Town Hall 9s down here. We got Retail Row Rick. I wanted to show the top Town Hall 9 getting taken down. I want to show some Town Hall 9 content because Warbusters are still, although we consider ourselves a decent war clan, we're still running Town Hall 9s and below, and we're running a few like Town Hall 7s, 8s, and 9s. Right now we're only recruiting Town Hall 9s, but at the same time we're still running a few of the other accounts that we've had in the clan already. So I did want to show them some love here. We've got Retail Row Rick going in on number 10 here. Pretty basic witch slab, so I'm not really commentating over it. Starting from about 12 o'clock and around 9 o'clock with the witches, and they're going to kind of run down. He's got the main army in the middle, which is the Barbarian King, Archer Queen, and the Clan Castle. He's got a couple of troops going through, and yeah, he's just smashing the space up. It's very, very simple stuff at Town Hall 9. Town Hall 9 is one of the key town halls in the game, in my opinion, because that's where you start learning multi-staged attacks. It's where you start learning things like queen walks. I mean, maybe not as much in terms of the queen walks at Town Hall 9, because typically you're not seeing a whole lot of queen walks at Town Hall 9. It's mostly just kill squad armies or things like that. So yeah, like I said earlier, even though we've got these lower town halls in these wars, I do want to show them off anyways, because Town Hall 9 is still, it poses a bit of difficulty because you still are having to do multi-stage attacks in order to triple bases. It's just a bit more trivial for someone who's been playing it, a long time. Like with me, I've been playing Town Hall 9 accounts since I started playing this game, so I've been able to practice enough and really learn hits and whatnot. But for the people who are just starting out at Town Hall 9, you never know. These attack strategy videos, or showing these attacks, may help you guys out in the future. So that's Retail Row Rick getting it done. This is also an account being used by Reese, currently owned by someone else, but they haven't been playing the game. His name's Alex, great guy. He was originally in Warbusters, but he hasn't played the game in a long time, so he actually gave the login details of Retail Row Rick, which is pretty much a max Town Hall 9, to Reese, and we've been using it in wars because we've been a bit low on members, which brings me to my next point. If you're looking for a solid clan, go ahead and check the description of this video and check out the Warbusters website. We are currently recruiting. We're looking for some strong either maxed Town Hall 8s or above if you want to apply there. So now we've got Trev over here. We've got Trevor. He's going to be going in with the Frozen Witch attack strategy at Town Hall 10. So if you guys don't know, in the latest update in Clash, for some reason the development team released level 3 witches to Town Hall 10, and so Frozen Witch has now basically taken Storm again, which is essentially spamming a bunch of witches down and bringing over 7 free spells in one raid. And basically what your goal is to have the witches on the exterior with the healers kind of going around in more of a witch slap formation, and you've got your wall wrecker going in, and you're making sure that you're freezing him as he goes along to make sure that he can get as far as you can. And then once the wall wrecker pops, you're going to want to drop your rage and your heal on the bowlers, and they'll go ahead and smash the entire core of the base, while at the same time you have the witches on the exterior here. So as you can see, they're just absolutely obliterating this base here. It wasn't the strongest 10, I'll give you that, but that was actually, this was one of their stronger 10s. I did want to try and this wasn't their strongest 10, this was one of their stronger 10s. I did want to try and add some variation on the attacks that I'm showing, because I'm really only showing 4 attacks this video, but I did want to cover the war in general, so I wanted to make sure that I was showing attacks from different people. I actually have 2 attacks from Reese, and you'll see that as time goes on. But regardless, this was still an excellent hit by Trev here. Despite there not being Infernos on this base, still was an awesome hit. I wanted to show it, getting it done, adding some more interactivity in the video, just basically like including a bunch of different members, because it was super crucial that we got the space down when we did, which is super nice. So yeah, pretty straightforward stuff here. He's got that top compartment up there at the top there to deal with. He still has a freeze left, Queen's ability. At this point, he's absolutely smashed his space. He had plenty of time whenever the replay was going on. So yeah, awesome stuff by Trev here, really getting it done for us. And honestly, this war, in general was really interesting, because up top we were a bit undermatched. We had 112, they had 112. we had 3 11s and they had 5. So they had a bit of an advantage on us, just a tad bit, and so it made things a bit harder. Now, one thing we did have an advantage on them with was that we had 4 Town Hall 10s and they only had 2. But even then, that's not really a huge thing, because I mean, we'll just have our 10s dip on the 9s, but our 10s can't hit up and take down Town Hall 11s. We can't do that. We're going to have to use our Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 12 attacks to take down those top 5 bases. We can't use Town Hall 10 hits to go up there. So it made it a bit more difficult for us. Clearing the bottom was pretty easy, but we were actually able to get it done, at least on the bottom bases. So now I'm showing my Town Hall 12 raid. So I want to add a bit of context here before I start commentating on the raid. Essentially, at this point, there was about an hour left in the war, and we were losing by just a little bit. We were losing by, I believe, 1 star, and I needed to go in and triple this if we wanted a shot at winning. We had my attack, and I believe we had 1 more Town Hall 11 attack, and both of them had to be perfect. So I'm bringing a bit of a bat slap. This is the first time I've used bat slap in a war ever. Now, I know this Town Hall 12 is not the most highly developed 12, for sure. He's got a lot of defenses that still need work, but at the same time, still posed a bit of difficulty with that level 3 Eagle and the maxed Infernos, as well as, you know, that maxed Clan Castle, maxed Heroes. So I'm pushing it on the right side here with my main army, the 12 Witches. I've got the Warden in there, the Queen, and they're kind of running through, and they're going to take down the enemy CC. They're going to take down all 4 of those Expos, and now at this point, I'm going to drop in my bats from around 6 o'clock. And now what my plan is to have them run around the base and then go in a clockwise motion. As you can see, I froze that first Inferno Tower, or not first Inferno Tower, the first Inferno Tower and Wizard Tower, which is the important part. I also dropped an Ice Golem at the top to distract that Wizard Tower. Not only distract it, but also freeze it when the Ice Golem went down. Second freeze is going down on that Wizard Tower. They're going to take it down. And notice, right when the Ice Golem freezes, the bat's going to be coming straight towards the Wizard Tower. I got a bit lucky here with the timing. Just barely was able to keep those bats alive there. So we still got the Queen on the right side with her ability with all the healers and a couple of witches. Bats running through. There's only single target defenses. And I mean, at this point, I jumped out of my chair. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a triple. I cannot believe it. This is the first time I've used Bat Slap. I know it's not the most complicated strategy to use, but it was definitely super hype for me, at least, especially with the added pressure of, okay, look, Josh, you need to go in and you have to triple. If you don't triple, this war is pretty much over for your clan. You got to keep it going, keep it running. And so we were able to get it done there. Super hyped in the chat. It was fantastic. It was just, honestly, it was just so much fun. Like, okay, don't get me wrong, the pressure was real, even though the space wasn't that strong, but at the same time, still getting it done and wrapping up a triple on their #1 player. So now I'm moving strictly to live feed. So you're going to see live feed between around, I think, the last 20 minutes of war. So as you can see, there's 11 minutes left in the war, and we finally have their #1 going in. The score is 58-59. They're leading right now, and so essentially he's trying to go in and try and triple me. And you know, I'm just managing the chat, and this is just me. I just started recording because, you know, I was finishing the end of the war, and I was like, okay, I need to start recording this because this is getting really close. And so we've got their #1 going in here with E-Dragons. Once I saw his army, now that this may be me acting a little bit cocky here, and maybe he's just having faith in my base building skills, but yeah, I went a little bold there. He's not tripling me. There's no way. So he's going to be bringing an E-Drag attack. I usually don't show defenses, by the way, but I feel like this one is a bit important, so I will show it off. Feel free to copy my base if you want. It's actually pretty decent at defending. It hasn't been tripled yet in war. Still waiting on a Town Hall 12 to be daring enough to come in and hit it with an actual strategy. So he's basically just spamming down E-Drags and going for the safe 2, which I didn't really understand because at this point we had tripled their Town Hall 12 and their #2, and we just had their #3 and 4 to deal with left. And so we were just going to have our final Town Hall 11 hit one of those, hopefully for a triple, and if he did so, we would win. So as you can see here, the attack's kind of getting stalled near the back end. It's kind of a bait base in a way. This base was actually hit 3 times before their #1 went in, and he still didn't triple. So I was kind of confused on why they would still bring an E-Dragon army, you know, into this. One thing that I should mention as well, I don't think I've mentioned this at the start of the video. This clan had a 28 war win streak, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute. I'll show you guys. So we knew we would be going up against the clan. It's like, okay, these guys are probably a little good here, and they were good. They cleared our 11s. They did fantastic there. It was a lot of E-Dragon spam, you know, to be fair, but at the same time, they still cleared our 11s. They got a 68% 2-star on our Town Hall 12, max or near max Town Hall 12. So, you know, decent job for them. So now we've got 9 minutes left in war, 58-59. So I actually will go ahead and show you their clan right now. As you can see here, 28 wars won, and here's all their top attacks being used. Go up to the top, 28 wars won. You saw it there. It froze there just for a second. So it was getting a bit tense here. I'm not gonna lie. We had one more hit, and essentially we were in a position to where, okay, we have to go in and we have to triple. We had a few more hits down bottom, but those were mainly the lower bases, so they weren't going to do much. And so this is the raid that was basically for the war. If he didn't triple here, we would lose the war. If he did triple, we would win, just barely by percentage, because we had more percentage on their other Town Hall 11 than they did on me. So we've got Reese over here going in with the drag bat attack strategy. So this is one of Reese's newer Town Hall 11s. He's been practicing the strategy, and I'm not gonna lie, in FCs he actually wasn't doing that strong against. He had Trev bring his Town Hall 11, and they were doing some FCs and stuff. He wasn't doing that strong. He didn't triple any of the FCs before going into this, and 2 minutes came down. He's like, okay, I just need to go in and we need to get this done. So he's going to start by dropping the Queen as well as the E-Dragon at the opposite side to kind of make a funnel here, as you can see by how he's made that. He's got his Warden going in behind with the Dragons and Loons, Slammer going in as well. Early Rage there to try and get things moving through. Clan Castle does pop. It's an Ice Golem and a Dragon. Now the Ice Golem isn't going to be as big of an issue as that Dragon is, but the Dragon goes down pretty easily here now that the Dragons are actually going to switch to the Ice Golem here and take that down. So now the Dragons have taken down a huge portion of the space, and now you're seeing the bats come in from the top side. So dropping all the bats, he still has 4 freeze spells left, 3 Wizard Towers still standing, and those are the things that he's really going to have to freeze here. That single target Inferno isn't going to do much. The only thing that can really hurt the bats here are these freeze spells, and right here it's looking really, really solid. He's got all of his troops moving through here. He's got 1 Wizard Tower left, and he has 2 freezes. He has to make sure that he freezes that Wizard Tower whenever he gets near it. He's going to freeze it, and at this point, I stood up from my chair. I was like, oh my gosh, we've just won this war. Have we just won this war? Is this actually real? Did we actually pull this off? And yeah, needless to say, this is the raid that everyone, yeah, low battery, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is the raid that sealed the deal for Warbusters and pulling off the win here. So this was a really, really close war, man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think in my entire time of playing this game I've been ever so on edge before. So yeah, he's gonna wrap up that triple there. And as you can see, war has ended 59-59. Had to blur out a bit of the chat there. We got a little excited, but yeah, so we were able to get 59 stars and tie the war, and then we were able to pick up the win on percentage. I'll go ahead and show that screen up in just a minute as well. We won by 0.5%. I don't think it gets any closer than that, to be honest. Now, I know that these bases aren't the strongest bases you've ever seen. As you can see here, we won by 0.5%. Super awesome war. Shout out to these guys. They really brought it. They made us work. It was a super fun war. Definitely a good way to end the week. This was concluded on Sunday. So yeah, again, it was insane. This war, honestly, just like, it had so much added pressure. As you can see here, here's them attacking me 4 times beforehand. And yeah, that's basically the attack log. I want to make sure that everyone who was in this war gets some credit. We had a lot of new guys in the war as well that were kind of participating and learning. We had a lot of FCs going on, so we honestly grew more as a clan, especially, and we saw probably the most activity we've seen in Warbusters during this war than we've seen in a while, which was super awesome to see. It was just fantastic. Probably one of the closest wars Warbusters will be a part of. So yeah, there's not much left to say here. That is going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to smack that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for some more awesome Clash of Clans content. And also be sure that you're following me on Twitch for the Clash of Clans live streams that we're doing. We're doing live streams for wars, we're doing farming streams, all kinds of fun things over there. So if you want to go check that out, please be sure to drop me a follow on Twitch. You'll find the link for that in the description below. So yeah, that is going to do it for me, and I will see you guys later. See ya.